You know, it's been said that people will either rise or fall to your expectation. And what that means is that us as leaders, and listen, if you're a parent, a coach, somebody in an organization, you have people around you that you can influence. You're a leader, so pay attention if that's you. But us as leaders, we get to set an expectation for the people that are serving us, that are connected to us, those people maybe that aren't even serving us, that are around us, that we see greatness in. And those people are either going to rise or fall to our expectation of them. Meaning that if we look at somebody that maybe is in our group or our team or something like that, and we say, hey, I want you to do X, Y, and Z, but in our head, we're like, we know they can't do it. We know they're not going to do it. We know that they don't even want to do it. And maybe they can. See, because sometimes it's a matter of getting them to believe in it first. Sometimes it's not as simple as us just figuring out if they can do it, but us knowing that they can do something they haven't done yet. Now, this isn't empirical. This isn't like the law of gravity. You have to be able to do a certain thing first. But there are many undiscovered certain things that people have not tried to accomplish yet. They haven't been pushed to accomplish yet. And sometimes there's greatness in people. And part of the great part about leadership is we have to pull that greatness out of people. I remember I was talking to a friend one time. Son is 6'2", 6'3", dunking in junior high. And I was in the car with my son who plays basketball, who at the time was maybe 5'9", 5'10", loves basketball. That's my son's passion. And my other buddy, whose son is in junior high, who's dunking in junior high, my buddy says, hey, I told my son, don't get your hopes up. He's not going to go pro. He might go maybe low level, next level, but I told him, you're not going to go pro. So you got to get focused on something. We hung up the phone and my son said, why would he say that? Why would he say that? With all that natural ability, why would he tell him now that he couldn't see that? You see, that's because from the time my son was young, I've been telling him, you can do anything you want to do. You can do anything you set your heart to. When my son was in junior high and he was maybe 5'5", and he desired to play basketball from the time he was 3 years old, I told him, hey, get out the internet. Let's open up Google and search how many people under 5'8", because your old man is 5'8", 5'9", somewhere in that space. I'm like, how about we search the internet and find out how many people have done it before you? And you know what we discovered? That there were over 13 people that had played in the NBA that were under 5'9". Over 13 people. And I told him, you know what? That's great news. Because if you end up your old man's height, you won't have to be the first person. You don't even have to pioneer it. 13 people went before you. We have to stop putting our disappointments and our broken expectation on people and start looking at their potential, their future. Tell people that they can do it. You've got to look at the people around you. As a parent, maybe you had disappointment and maybe you didn't get to where you needed to go. Do not strap your kid with that disappointment. Coaches, listen to me. Do not strap your players with your disappointment. The fact that you didn't make it, don't you dare tell those kids that they can't make it because you didn't. And you know what? Maybe the circumstances were different. Maybe you could have made it. Maybe you didn't have anybody like you that you're going to decide to cheer somebody on. Because do what I'm doing and tell people you can be anything you set your heart to. You take those disappointments and you make it purpose. You take your disappointment and you turn it into purpose. You understand? We don't hold people down. It's our job as leaders, our jobs as parents, our jobs as coaches, people in people's lives to say you can be anything you want to be. You just push hard and fight for it and you can have those things that you desire. That's our responsibility. Now, my next question would be, if people rise and fall according to their expectations, what's your expectation of yourself right now? What expectations have you placed on your mind for your ability for your next season, for your right now season? Have you already given up? Are you already disappointed in letting go in the things that you have going on right now? I want to challenge you that if it's true that we can change people's expectation by depositing hope in them, could you get courage again in your heart to run again, to try again, to do it again? To go one more time, to say, hey, I know there was disappointment, but there was this dream I had and I'm going to do it again. Let me encourage you today, friend, that it also matters how you talk to yourself and how you view yourself. So today, would you give it a chance again? Would you change the way you speak to yourself? No more disappointment, no more I can't, no more I don't want to, no more I don't think I'll ever be able to, and start setting new expectation in your head that says, hey, I've got plenty of time. I'm going to get back in the game. I'm going to start taking one step at a time towards my destiny. All right, friend.